Trump has put his tariffs all over the place, get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. I'm down $7 million.
After publicly endorsing Trump for months and months and months, the tariffs hit him like a Mack truck. You can't make this up if you tried. So you all know that famous influencer, Dave Portnoy, also the owner of Barstool Sports, who does the reviews of like pizzas in New York City and was even on episodes of Bar Rescue. But let me show y'all the clip before before Trump won the presidency, because this you can't get it out.
It's like, I'm voting Trump. If Kamala wins, I hope she's awesome. It's like if you root for a team that you think stinks and's bad, you should be pleasantly surprised if they're like, yes, that's my team.
He said if they stink and they're bad. How stinky does losing $7 million in 24 hours feel? No, but
these MAGA influencers are breaking at the seams. Dave Portnoy going online, crashing out. I mean, he was sweating in that video. He was so mad that he lost $7 million crashing out. But he wasn't crashing out when they're laying off all these people. Everybody's losing their job. No, it was until he started losing money that he started losing faith in Trump. Ben Shapiro called Trump unconstitutional. I've never heard Ben Shapiro criticize Trump in that manner. It's because these niggas are starting to lose money. And the craziest part is a lot of people were thinking that, this was going to affect just, poor working class, middle class. But now you're seeing that everyone is taking a hit. I said this early on. It's not just going to be us. It's going to be everybody. It's going to be millionaires. Everybody don't take care of their money how y'all think they take care of their money. Some of these guys like Dave Portnoy, Ben Shapiro, they go on splurges. That's why they make the videos that they make. That's why they're controversial. That's why they continue to be controversial. They make a shit ton of money. And they put a shit ton of money back into the stocks and all that stuff as well. And now you seeing their bottom dollar is going out. So it's hard to get up there on a microphone when you losing money. I don't know, man. Fuck around and find out.
Gaslighting that the left is doing with Kamala Harris, making it sound like she's some great, groundbreaking candidate. She is the worst candidate to ever run for president ever. There's two people voting in this election. Either you're voting for Donald Trump, you like Donald Trump, or you hate Donald Trump and you're voting against him. But Kamala Harris, let's stop it. I almost tweeted out, Dave, how much are you down right now and today? 7 million. I'm down $7 million in stocks and crypto.
Dave Portnoy has moved on from taunting Democrats to processing the ramifications of his own actions. I just wish that Donald Trump had told us at some point while he was campaigning that he planned on implementing all these tariffs. And then I wish there had been some huge panel of economists that said, well, that's a bad idea. That's going to completely fuck the global economy and the stock market. And then he kept saying he was going to do that anyway. If only he had told us, which he did every day, Dave. See, when you have a huge following and you endorse someone for president and you don't have a basic understanding of their economic policy, this is what you end up getting. You can tell Dave Portnoy is someone who just voted for Donald Trump because he thought there would be economic gain in it for himself as a wealthy person. See, the grift is already starting to break. The sheen of that grift is starting to wear off. He was asking questions in February about, where is the Epstein list? What's happening to crypto? What's happening to Tesla? Why are the Tate brothers being welcomed in? Dave might even be starting to notice that the Epstein list is a make-believe distraction that we're never going to see. The Kennedy assassination stuff is a make-believe distraction. The 9/11 stuff is a make-believe distraction. It's never, ever coming. Just like income tax is not going away, just like we're not getting $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 checks that were promised. Meanwhile, let's check in on Joe Rogan.
This is kind of crazy that could be possible. That's horrific, and that's bad for the cause. Like, the cause is, let's get the gang members out. Everybody agrees. But let's not innocent gay hairdressers get lumped up with the gangs, and then, like, how long before that guy can get out? Can we figure out how to get him out? Is there any plan in place to alert the authorities that they've made a horrible mistake and correct it?
Joe Rogan on his own show talking about Kilmar Garcia, who was an innocent man who got taken to a prison in El Salvador, and his wife is now trying to fight to get him back here. We all collectively understand, Democrat and Republican, that this is fucking insane and this is where we are at. Thankfully, ICE has come out and said it was an administrative error, but they don't know if they can get him back. There have been some kind of sign from Donald Trump that he's a fucking racist who wanted to implement mass deportations. He didn't really care who it was that was getting lumped in. If only his rhetoric for the past 8 years had indicated that. You have Elon Musk, Zeke Heiling, and you have Republican congressmen quoting Goebbels in hearings. It's gotten to the point where neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes has said that the Nazi posturing is too much for him. He's also now completely turned on Trump, calling him a populist demagogue and saying liberals were fundamentally right about Trump. Obviously take what Nick says with a grain of fucking salt, but that is still insane. If only Joe Rogan and Dave Portnoy had taken 10 seconds to educate themselves on the core values of the person that they voted for and endorsed to their massive following. People are already running like rats deserting a sinking ship, and it's only been a couple months.
That pizza eating choco fuck right there is Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports. And he happened to lose a bunch of fucking millions of dollars on the little ordeal with Trump and his stupid ass tariffs. Hey, but you voted for him. You endorsed him on the fucking Joe Rogan podcast. So what are you talking about? You're regretting it now, huh? A lot of you idiots are realizing now the mistake that you made. Fuck around and find out, right? It's fucking incredible, bro. You had all the information that you needed, but apparently you were too busy creating the stupid app for incels that like football. And now you are losing money because of it. You and Rogan are birds of a feather that stupidly flock together. It's like you had all the information that you needed, just like your homie. Now look at you. Next time, open your fucking ears and listen. Not that I give a shit about you losing money, to be honest. Que tenga buen día.
No, you know him? The guy that does the one-bite pizza challenge, goes to these places, tries to bite of their pizza and rates it? Yeah, he's complaining because he has lost so much money due to Donald Trump and his tariffs. And you know what's funny? Before I get into how much he's lost, he said that Kamala Harris was the worst candidate ever. That you're either voting for Donald Trump or you're voting against Donald Trump, but you're certainly not voting for Kamala Harris because she's just an idiot. That's according to old Dave Portnoy, is saying that she was totally unqualified and could never be president. Well, guess what, Dave? You came on the internet today and said you lost $7 million in the stock market and crypto because of these tariffs. $7 million you lost, and you're sitting there running your hands through your hair, so frustrated, so strung out, because Donald Trump has cost you a fortune, because he is an absolute fucking dumbass dumpster fire. We all knew it over here, but you wanted to tout him. You propped him up. You put Kamala Harris down because you thought that Donald Trump was going to be better for the economy, even though every economist said that Donald Trump was going to be an absolute shit show, and Kamala Harris had the much better economic policy. They all said that. But you who eat pizza thought that you knew better than economists. Well, now you're finding out that you don't know jack shit as you fucked around and found out. And now you're on the losing end of $7 million thanks to Donald Trump and his tariffs. So why don't you try to choke that down in one bite, Dave?
Crashing out over the tariffs and how he lost $7 million today is just like so gorgeous. Dudes like him and Ben Shapiro, who just kept saying the only reason that they voted for him was because of the money, right? Like the economy's going to be better. We're going to have so much more money. And they've all just watched their 401ks just freaking nosedive. And I love people actually who have that perspective because there is an actual fact-based thing that you can talk to them about how they're wrong. It's not vibe. It's not I just feel better. We're actively watching them find out on the internet. And then they're going to the internet as if people on the internet aren't experiencing the same thing or even would feel bad for them for losing $7 million in a day. Like you took a gamble and you lost. You might have won the election, okay? And that was all y'all could see was winning that election. But we're now all collectively about to lose for the next 10, 12 years, far longer than this term. And I just really hope that you're sitting in that. And I hope you have the day that you deserve.
Crash out on the internet over someone he voted for is hilarious.
So you're a big Trump guy. Well, actually, you're a big Trump guy. You supported him.
Yeah.
How do you think he's doing so far in his...
He's doing exactly what he was elected to do. So everyone whining, what's he doing this? Well, he got elected and said what he was going to do.
Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. Get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. I'm down $7 million.
So now Dave Portnoy is online crying about losing $7 million US. And why? Because of the same man he endorsed, Donald Trump. The same Trump he helped to promote. Now he's acting shocked that Trump policies are hurting him. But let me ask you this, Dave. What did you think was gonna happen? This is what we call FAFO season. F around and find out. And Dave just find out big time. Trump has been talking about tariffs for years. This is not something new. It was known by everybody. He said he was gonna raise tariffs on other countries like China, Mexico, Canada, and many more other countries. And what do tariffs do? They make products more expensive. They hurt businesses. They raise costs. Anyone who owns a company, imports goods, or does business internationally should have seen this coming. But the problem is the way these Trump supporters thought that it was only going to hurt other people. They thought it would only hit China or just poor people. Now it is also hitting those who are rich. And Dave is one example of someone who is feeling it in his own pocket. Came online yesterday talking about how Trump costed him over $7 million US. Bro, that's what happens when you support someone who doesn't even care about the economy. He only cares about his ego and maybe some of his billionaire friends. Trump put tariffs in place without thinking about the long-term effects of those tariffs to the American economy. He doesn't even care if American businesses lose money. He just wants to look somebody who is the tough, as has been even trying to make himself a king, the king of the US. And the funny thing is, Dave Portnoy is not even a small guy. He has money, a platform, influence, and he still got played. And this is a good example that can show you how nobody is safe under Trump leadership. Not the poor, not the middle class, but maybe some few rich white Americans. I always keep telling people, Trump does not care about your life, your business, or even your future. He only cares about the power, attention, and making headlines. And that's why we always see him tweeting on X, trying to attract people's attention. And if you get banned in the process, that's your problem, not his. You have seen how people are stitching videos trying to drag him. And honestly, he deserves it. Not because we want to see him losing his hard-earned money, but because this is a lesson to other MAGA voters who still think like him. A lesson that a lot of people still need to learn. You cannot keep voting against your own interest and expect good results. And people like Dave thought they were immune from it. They thought that they have joined the winning team. But Donald Trump does not have a team. He will turn on anyone, left, right, rich, poor, if it makes him look better. And you know what's crazy? Dave never would have been this loud if he was making money under Trump. He would have stayed quiet. But now that he's losing, now he wants to talk. Now he wants to be a victim. Blah. You made your choice. You should not be trying to act yourself as you are a victim. And this is what a lot of Americans are realizing. Most of them voted based on the culture wars, based on who made them feel good. But now the bills are coming due. The economy is getting worse, businesses are hurting, and Trump policies are the part of the problem. So Dave, I hope you learned something. I hope this $7 million loss opened your eyes, because next time you decide to endorse someone, maybe you will ask, how will this actually affect my businesses, my life, and my country? But hey, thanks for the content, because watching you fumble the bag after being a loud Trump supporter, priceless. And thank you guys for watching. That was Mr. TA signing off. Ciao.